All right, welcome back. This is part 2 of lesson 8.3. Now we're going to discuss measures of spread, specifically the range and IQR, which stands for interquartile range. Range, when we talk about range, is the difference between the biggest and smallest numbers. And so when we look at a set of values, we're actually going to divide data into 4 equal parts. And I've already got our definitions here. So if you want, you can pause the video as you write these. First, there's the first quartile. First quartile is the median or middle of the lower half of a set of data. And we'll take a look at that in a moment. The second quartile is just the median of the whole set, which we've already done. The third quartile is the median of the upper half of the set. And then the interquartile range is the difference between the third and the first quartiles. It represents the range of the middle half of the data. And this can be important because oftentimes in data, you'll have many values that kind of cluster around a middle, but then you might have a couple of oddballs that are way, way lower and way, way higher than all the rest of the values, and we call those outliers. And sometimes we don't really want to pay that close attention to those outliers because that means those are sort of odd events, like things that shouldn't have happened, and so we want to look at the middle of the data instead. And so the interquartile range is going to be very important for that. So let's look at some data here real quick. So it says the April high temperatures for 5 years in Park City are 77 degrees, 86, 84, 92, and 87 degrees. So the first thing we want to do is put the data in order and find the median. So if we look at this, I'm putting it in order: 77, 84, 86, 97, 92. There's 5 values: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 86 is the middle value. So that is our median. And then it says, find the range. Subtract the highest, 92, from the lowest, 77. 92 minus 77. So the range is 15 degrees. So there's a 15-degree range between these highest temperatures. Now it wants us to find the interquartile range. And so in order to do that, we need to look at the first and the third quartile. So quartile 1, if you remember, quartile 1 is the median of the lower half of the set. The lower half of our set are these values right here. That's quartile 1. So I'm going to take 77 plus 84, divide that by 2, and so we get 80.5 for quartile 1. Quartile 3 is the upper half, so that's going to be these values here, 87 and 92. That's the third quartile. So now I've got 87 plus 92 divided by 2, which equals 89 and a half. And so now the IQR, the interquartile range, is going to be quartile 3, 89.5, minus quartile 1, 80.5, and we get 9. So really in the middle there's a 9-degree range, okay, if we're only looking at the middle values, okay? Let's try that again. Here's another set. This one's much longer. I've already ordered it though for you. Here's the number of runs scored by a softball team in 20 games. You can see many of the games have similar scores, so finding the median can be quite difficult. So if I look at this, there's 20 scores. So where's the middle? Well, since it's not an odd number, we have to go to the middle. So there's the middle, 7 and 8. So the median is going to be 7 plus 8 divided by 2 gives us 7.5. So there's our median value. Now it says find the range. Well, the range is going to be the largest value, which is 14, minus the smallest. They have a range of 12 runs. Now it says find the interquartile range. So now we want to look at really what's the range of the middle values. So to do that, we're going to look at quartile 1. In quartile 1, again, are the middles of this. So it goes from here to here. And then quartile 3 is going to be the middle here. So this is quartile 1. This is quartile 3. And now if I look at these values for quartile 1, here are the middle, 4 and 4. So quartile 1 is just 4 plus 4 divided by 2. So that's going to be 4. Quartile 3 values. Now I'm looking at these values over here, and the middle is right there, 10 and 10. So we got 10 plus 10 divided by 2 is 10. And so now the interquartile range, the IQR, is going to be equal to 10 minus 4. So really the middle range is only 6 rather than 12 that we saw before. So it's literally half the amount, because these values on the ends are so extremely different from each other versus what the majority, the middle portions of the range actually show us.